Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. It's Connor here. We are back with a bit of a discussion, really. It is the Room Mill. It's going to be a bit more of a One Leeds video. I'm going to be speaking directly to you guys on camera, not just spouting off some rumours and giving my opinion on them, but as well talking about certain players at the club, the longevity, and how on earth the Leeds United solidify some of these players. Before we start the video, everybody, make sure you check on over to the Patreon. We've got a bonus video on there today. Please make sure you're checking out all the content on the channel as well. Membership, if you want to join the YouTube memberships, you can do so as well, everybody. So let's get on to the main talking point today. Daniel Farke had his press conference regarding the Preston game on Sunday. If any of you are going to the Preston game on Sunday, hello, come and say hello. I will be there. Shout out to all of you guys. But let's get into the danger of the game. It is Liam Miller. Brown in the middle, decent player, but Liam Miller is going to be the interesting one here. There was nothing in the press conference that directly focused on the winger and Archie Gray's battle, but that is certainly going to be a battle to keep a keen eye on. Obviously, Archie Gray struggled against the winger, again, Deepdale, and subsequently, in my opinion, should really have been put in a different position during the game, and Farke should have been pragmatic during that game. He wasn't, and Gray did struggle for the majority of the game, and the final goal did come from that side, which was a dagger in the Leeds United Hearts went down to 10 men. So Leeds go into this fixture buoyed with confidence. 3-3-0 wins, 9 goals, 0 conceded in the last 3. The opponents might have been a little bit substandard, but Leeds United have definitely looked above par in the last 3. They've got a different strategical plan, in my opinion, a different tactical dimension when it comes to the 4-2-3-1, and they're actually being a focal point at the front there. They actually go long now. They go past the press, or should I say above the press, to Patrick Bamford, who holds the ball and brings in those diminutive, superb little players that we have in and around our front line. So, yeah, Farke's thought of a different way, and that different way is Patrick Bamford gives us a little bit of a different dimension. So he's going to be starting up front for Leeds in that pivotal lone number 1 role. If Farke was to ever switch it up to a 4-3-3, maybe a 4-4-2, we would maybe see the implementation of Yoel Perot in there as well. But as of right now, with that stringent 4-2-3-1 system, I can't see any change. But the definite battle is going to be between Miller and Gray. Nothing was asked really of that in the press conference today. It was lovely. It was about Archie Gray and his steps at Leeds United and why he fully deserves a contract until 2028. Will he be at Leeds until 2028? It's highly unlikely. But maybe if we get back to the Premier League, he could be a long servant at this club. But Archie Gray is definitely heading for the stars, a wonderful young player. And what I'd like to see in this game is I'd almost like Archie to start right back. I'd like Archie to right that wrong. I want Archie to start right back against Sunderland as well, against Jack Clarke and some of the other wingers, that there might have been a little bit of 50-50ness with him. Has he won that battle? Has he lost that battle? Another one with Mavididi at Leicester. A lot of people said he won that battle, and a lot of people said he lost that battle. It turns into a Trent Alexander-Arnold conversation, doesn't it? Most weeks, where it's can Trent properly defend, because we know he's a midfielder, and that is the sort of level that's thrown at Archie, even though he's done so well this season. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see that dynamic. That is going to be the key one when I'm down at Ellen Road at the weekend, that I am going to be focusing on that battle on that left/right-hand side when it comes to Preston and Leeds United's, of course. So the cutting in. What I'd like to see strategically, tactically, is Joe Rodon getting closer to Archie Gray in this game. He needs to get closer, because if Miller's cutting in every single time, in my opinion, in that Preston game at Deepdale, Rodon wasn't getting close enough to Archie Gray. And if that is a constant problem and they don't really have anything up front to cause Leeds United that much danger, which I don't think they do, you need to essentially double up and cover that area so Miller can't cut in and shoot. That is what Tri-Hume and Dan Ballard did at Sunderland in the game afterwards. Tri-Hume marked him out of the game, got tight to him, wouldn't let him get any space, wouldn't let him run at him, and that's what I thought Archie was doing pretty poorly, to be honest with you. He was really letting Miller just have 3 or 4 yards on him, then running directly at him. And I thought Jack Clarke did the same thing, getting close to him, trusting your recovery speed and your level of agile turning speed and all this sort of stuff is something that I think Archie needs to trust. Getting tight on him, like he has done with many wingers this season, is something that he has to do. Standing off wingers like that is going to be no good for someone like Archie. So I'm hoping he starts at right back, and I'm hoping that he really gives him a run for his money. And I think he will do. I think Archie's going to recover. It's going to be a lot more easy. He's familiar ground. He's trying to prove a point now. Just got a new contract. I want to show you guys exactly why you've given me a new contract, but I think it is of the senior defender in Joe Rodon to get tight to Archie Gray and Miller as a combo. What else did we learn? Pascal Strout looks to be out for the next 3 games. A little bit problematic. He's going to be missing the Plymouth game in the Cup. Going to be missing the Preston game, of course, and Norwich. Norwich, which I think might be a little bit trickier than people expect. Obviously, Josh Sargent is back now. Adam Eder, part of that front line as well, somebody who I highly rate. Leeds United do need to be careful with that Norwich game, so it is definitely a banana skin there. And any team that is coming to Elland Road now is trying to take that mantle of being the first team to come to Elland Road and win that game. So, very, very interesting to hear as well. Liam Cooper looks like he's going to be fit for this one. So what do we do in terms of that back line? The Leeds go with Gruev in the midfield. You almost feel a little bit cheated when it comes to Eli Gruev if he is to be omitted from this side. He played so well. It was such a midfield performance, a quality midfield performance. He was giving the ball off at the right time. The tempo was excellent. His dynamism getting forward, the right pass selection, which I've criticised him before, which merges with decision-making as well. Can you do this? Can you do this cut-through pass? He did. He did it really well. He was able to balance the sideways, the backwards, and the forward passes really nicely. Liked his performance. So do you drop him for this one? There might be an argument that you drop Ethan Ampadu and bring Liam Cooper in as a left-sided centre-back. You guys might think I'm mental, but it gives you that option, doesn't it? It gives you that option. And right now, the likelihood for me is that you're going to be dropping Eli Gruev for this one, putting Cooper at left centre-back, and then you're going to be putting Ampadu in the midfield. Let me know what you think on that in the comment section below. He was asked about Joe Rodon making that a permanent signing. You might have seen from the short earlier on. You might have seen from my thought process earlier on in the live stream. I definitely advise you guys to go and watch that right now or after this video. Joe Rodon, they said that they're going to wait, but it's something that they're looking at in the summer. For me, there is absolutely no way that Joe Rodon has given any assurances to Leeds United that he would be willing to make that transition this January. It would make no sense for his career with other Premier League teams, definitely in contact with his agent, in my opinion. They'll be looking at him and say, look, Joe can stay till the end of the window, but if Leeds don't get promoted, we'll be right there to take him off Spurs. His contract is at it's coming to an end point, isn't it, with Spurs? The teams will be able to get him cheaper as well for the quality that he possesses. If he can remain injury-free and can remain in the side, which presumably he will, I don't really understand how we're going to keep hold of him if we do remain in the Championship. It would be brilliant if Leeds could sign him right now because he'd be tied in. Do I see that happening? Not really, to be honest with you. So, when you are looking at the other side of what Farke was talking about, he switched a little bit in this press conference. He was speaking more about how he's changed a little bit in terms of Leeds' focus. He'd like to bring defensive structure in terms of that he didn't expect to lose Pascal Strout, didn't expect to lose Liam Cooper, didn't expect to lose Spence and obviously Luke Ayling. So Leeds need to make these additions now. You've got a 17-year-old at right back who's been doing really well, but I'd love to see another right back come in, even though I would like to see Archie Gray go up against Miller, go up against Clark, go up against Mavididi, as I've mentioned earlier on in the video. Is it realistic? Do we just need to go out and get a right back and full backs to cover those voids and be assured in those positions? Now, I'm not saying Archie's doing a bad job at all, but it'd be nice to see him in that central midfield space as well, competing. You'll have 4 players for two spots in that instance, won't you? Which would be nice to see. But yeah, Joe Rodon, the signing is going to be the interesting one for me. I feel that he's going to run on a little bit, and Bamford starts this one for me. I don't think Joel Perreault is anywhere near starting for Leeds United at this moment in time. Let's hope he keeps up. That is going to be the difference, isn't it? It's going to be the difference in this game. Bamford just being hopefully a bit of a battering ram as someone who can bring Leeds United into the game, which I felt we struggled to do at Preston. We had one way of playing, we were congested. We did the same against Sunderland, Stoke, Rotherham, Coventry, and weren't able to properly break these teams down. Bamford gives us that alternative option, but it's nice to hear Farke pivoting a little bit on the defensive transitions, in terms of the defensive, transitions, players going out of the club and him wanting to bring some in. That's nice to hear. But we need to move quickly. And he mentioned Firpo, he mentioned Gruev being options. But in all fairness, from what he was saying at the start, with it being an emergency signings being something that they'll look at, it now seems that he's asking in a press conference like Farke will do. He will speak. There is no qualms about that. We've heard that with Charlie Cresswell. He will speak, and that's another one who we need to take into consideration in terms of defensive players going out. Farke has let us, and probably the board know there, that he needs defensive least. Guys, we've got a little bit more of a fuller breakdown on this. We go through his quotes in specific detail on the Patreon right now as well. Make sure you check out the YouTube memberships if you found some bonus content. We'll be back with more content throughout the weekend. It has been a pleasure. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit.